And yet the media retreats, leaders evade, and society shrinks back into whispers. It's easy to feel like silence is the safest path. But faith was never about safety. Faith is about boldness in the unseen, courage in the face of uncertainty, and truth when it's inconvenient. When the world is silent, faith doesn't echo that silence. Justice still matters, that purpose still prevails, that God is still in control, even when the headlines don't reflect it. Faith must speak, not because it has all the answers, but because it knows who does. It doesn't have to explain every mystery or decode every symbol. What it must do is remind a trembling world that there is still a higher authority, a greater purpose, and a divine hand that has not abandoned the earth. When the world stays quiet, it may be out of fear, confusion, or apathy. But when faith speaks, it's out of conviction. Conviction that truth cannot be silenced. Conviction that light still shines in darkness. The absence of global outcry. Heaven is not indifferent, and neither should we be. Because if faith does not rise when silence reigns, then what is it truly grounded in? Heaven does not ask for permission from earth to act. It does not negotiate with kings, consult presidents, or seek the approval of parliaments before moving. When God moves, He moves in sovereignty. Earthly power structures, governments, military alliances, global institutions are often viewed as immovable giants. The final word on policy, war, peace, and justice. But Scripture and history bear truth. All power on earth is temporary, limited, and ultimately subordinate to the authority of heaven. Human structures are built with boundaries. Borders define nations, laws define actions, weapons define power. But heaven's reach is not bound by geography, law, or might. God does not hold a seat in the United Nations to exert His authority. His word alone spoke galaxies into existence, shaped the destiny of nations, and humbled the proud. Pharaoh had armies, but God had a staff in Moses' hand. Nebuchadnezzar had an empire, but God had a dream that shook him to his knees. Caesar had Rome, but God had a cross and an empty tomb. Time and time again, God has shown that His will cannot be voted down, overruled, or delayed. In moments of global conflict,